Good morning, YouTube. Let's talk color and your mood. Now, the area of color psychology is debatable because much of what we associate with mood or mind changes due to color is based on our cultural ascription of what the color means versus color innately, naturally, universally having a physiologic, mental, or emotional change to the human body. However, there is anecdotal evidence for certain changes. Much of the change associated with a certain color is because of our own cultural background or our own personal associations with a color. However, there are a few exceptions. Now, warm colors, yellow, red, orange, has the capacity to raise our blood pressure, make us feel speeded up, which can make us feel anxious or excited, because both anxiety and excitement are physiologically very similar. So we can interpret that increase in blood pressure and amperage as anxiety or excitement. It can make us feel fast and invigorated or even hostility. There's a reason why fast food restaurants have a typical pattern of yellows, reds, and warm color tones because they want you to feel amped up so you want to eat more, and they want you in and out quickly. It's that pace and the color in the atmosphere increases that pace of excitement and necessity and amps you up so you crave more and you want to get in and out. And cooler colors, greens, blues, especially on the cooler end of the spectrum, not just blues and greens, but cool tones, make us feel calmer, more relaxed. We want to linger. They soothe us. And this has been proven to have an effect unless you have a cultural overlay or a personal overlay with a particular color. Say something terrible happened to you with someone who was wearing a blue shirt. Blue is not going to be a calming color, or you got into a traffic accident with a green car. Green is not going to be a calming color necessarily for you, but physiologically, cool colors have that effect. Now, when it comes to, and that's why sit-down restaurants have typical blues and green wallpaper and slow music playing, and they want you to stay and to linger. Now, black and white. In our culture, Western cultures, we typically associate white with purity and cleanness, and black with evil and darkness. And so when we see someone dressed in all black, or we get black things, they make us feel a particular moody, sort of melancholic, brooding, deep way. And when we see a really white space, we might think of sterility, cleanness. Either of those, it may seem stark because we may associate it with hospitals, sterile, cold to us, or pure, clean, wealth, all of those type of associations, luck. And however, in Eastern cultures, it's the reverse. In Eastern cultures, black is a lucky color, and white is an unlucky color associated with death. In a lot of cultures, like white moths are associated with death. So the cultural ascription definitely overrides, and our own personal ascriptions, such as the hospital example, overrides any natural input from what the color is going to do. So color modification, it also is temporary. So if you go into a fast food restaurant and you're physiologically being altered by the color change that you're seeing, that you're surrounded in, and you're amped up, the effects of that very quickly after leaving that environment wear off. And so it's sort of like having a cup of coffee. It's not going to change your chemistry so much that your overall mood and mind and everything is altered. But for a moment, you can physiologically feel the increase of momentum from the color. And when you leave, that feeling wanes. So it's like an underlay for you to branch off of. And you can use this to help calm yourself and set your environment to a happier, more pleasant environment for you. If you take into consideration warm and cool tones, and if you are the type of person who is depressed and down a lot, you feel low on energy, you feel drained, you don't have much get up and go, you feel run down, you can accentuate your place with a lot of bright, vibrant, warm colors. Dress in warm tones. Surround yourself in your home where you're at most of the time besides your work in warmer tones. And this will give you a physiologic boost. And because it will wear off when you leave, but if he's predominantly living in your home, dressing in those clothes, it will have a mini lift me up, like a little cup of coffee, underneath your general mood. And if you're the type who's anxious, who's hyped up internally too much, you have panic attacks, you get worked up, having soothing, cool colors in your home, in your dress, and in your items is ideal. Paintings with blue water and calm green walls and nice little soft, soothing, cool color throw pillows around your house to bring you down into a calmer space, physiologically, naturally. And as long as you're in that environment, it will have that effect. It will have the effect if you get jittery, if you drink coffee, it'll be like you never drank that cup of coffee. Now, because it fades away quickly, there's no guarantee that when you leave the house, this little extra boost is going to help you stay up or is going to help you remain calm. That's why wearing the clothes is a key too, because if you pass your reflection every time you run to the restroom, anything like that, you're going to be momentarily brought back to that, like being brought back to a happy thought. That's a little bit of stress relief or a little bit of a pick-me-up. And the thing that you want to be extra careful of is cultural ascription or personal ascription. If you're playing with trying to rearrange your environment, your dress, your items with warm or cool tones to lift you up or calm you down, the last thing you want to throw in there is something that you associate negatively. So if you have a personal association, like I gave in the beginning of this video, you've been in a car accident with a green car, putting a lot of green around your house, despite that it's a cool, soothing color, is going to be triggering for you, not cool and soothing. And you might not even be able to put your finger on why suddenly you feel such anxiety, because there's an association there that you don't even recognize, like waving a red blanket at a bull. There's a color association, and you want to be careful to steer away from anything that brings triggering negative memories back, regardless what spectrum color they fall into. You want to avoid those entirely. And if they have negative cultural meanings, such as red being danger, if you have that feeling in you that orange is like warning, road construction, danger, stay away, or red or black is death and bad, and you want to steer away from your own negative personal and cultural ascriptions, because even if you don't think about it consciously, your unconscious is very aware of those connections historically, and it will be hypervigilant to surroundings of danger. And when you are taking in all this information in your environment, your brain is keying in to signs of danger to protect you, and it will key into those negative associated colors as bad memories or bad omens underneath the surface, and you'll feel edgy and you won't know why. So if you want to do a little more than feng shui your place, if you want to play with colors as soothing, make your bedding a particular color, make your bedroom a particular color, make your living room and dining room and workout room a particular color to try and help modify your mood. It is theoretically workable, effective. In a small amount, it does soothe you or excite you. However, you need to be careful because your own personal and your own cultural interpretations of color override those natural physiological responses, because your interpretation of it is going to be different. Like the warm color, for instance, will still raise your blood pressure, speed you up, make you excitable like a cup of coffee. However, you will interpret, if it's associated with a negative memory, you will interpret that elevation as hostility, as anxiety instead of excitement, and invigoration. So beware of personal ascription and cultural ascription, but play with color. It does have an effect, and it's a fun thing to think about. Take a look around your house and see how your particular choices may be affecting your feelings in that atmosphere, and consider the reverse, how your particular choices may be a representation of how you're internally feeling. What does your apartment or your home color tones say about you? What does your favorite color say about you? Interesting to think about and interesting to play with. Love you guys. Have a good day.